Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Mad Trippin'. Today we're going to my local Spirit Halloween store to check out their Halloween decor for 2025. We are on the corner of 35th Avenue and Thunderbird Road. This would be the southwest corner. I believe this is a new store opened this year. The other store was down Thunderbird a little bit. This one popped up here at 35th Avenue and Thunderbird. We're going to go inside and check it out. Today is Sunday, August 24th, 2025. It is 2:04 p.m. and 104 degrees. When will this heat end? When will this heat end? Are you ready? Let's start tripping. All right, we're going into the Spirit Halloween store. I'm going to try to buy something today. When I come to the stores like this, I like to at least pick out one item, maybe something around 50 bucks today. I got that little statue from Lowe's yesterday. I did not pick anything up from Home Depot because they didn't have anything on display yet, but I will definitely be back to Home Depot probably to pick up an animatronic this year. Let's get inside the Spirit store and check it out. We're getting ready for another killer Halloween season. However, due to international disruptions and supply chain challenges, our full Halloween assortment is behind schedule. But have no fear, our team is working around the clock to stock shelves as products arrive. Please check back weekly for new merchandise.
I'm going to have to do a little voiceover work because the music does get quite loud inside the store. But when you first walk into the Spirit Halloween store, you're greeted by these two giant animatronics. This one not working, but this one is.
I see. I follow you around every dark corner. Creep along with the monsters under your bed and turn your dreams into nightmares.
When you pass the two giant animatronics, you're greeted to the Madison Scare Park 31st Street station with a subway car inside, pretty cool, and this giant bat. Now, obviously, I'm not going to have to do voiceover work when the animatronics are playing because they are louder than music, so I'll just let them speak for themselves. This is a look inside the subway car. Thanks for riding. We got a control panel with a phone up there. You press the buttons, and the first one I pressed was advertising for Spirit Halloween. And then they have the shocker, but I didn't see the shocker go off, so I don't know if it's hooked up. And then over to your pretty cool looking subway car, I have to admit. You have the subway rat down there at the end of the subway car, and this guy hanging upside down right here. Check him out.
Okay, ready for the surprise? Don't worry, he doesn't bite too hard.
This is a look on the other side of the subway car. Love that they do designs like this. Last year was the Funhouse. I like this design a lot better. And here is that pretty cool looking subway rat. Notice his mouth moves and the giant bug he has in his hand that he's about to hit. Obviously that last guy wasn't working. This guy is, but his mouth doesn't move. A couple of projectors and lights. Again, this is probably the biggest selection that you're going to find in Phoenix for Halloween items. Love this brand here. Creepy. Love it. I like the spider, but I wish his legs would like flop around when he flips up like that. That'd be pretty cool. Huge selection of costumes as always. And of masks. Check out these masks here. Some very cool masks along the shelf here, especially this cow one coming up. Look at that black bull right there. That is too cool looking. Plenty of power tools for trimming up the yard and your neighbor's dog. Check this out. Chainsaw, butcher knife, fire axe, and then check out this bloody drill. Classic masks for Michael Myers, The Purge, Anthony Hopkins' Hannibal, and one of my favorite masks this year from Saw. Woo! Plenty of gravestones. I want to do a huge graveyard this year. Next year is probably looking like next year. I'm going to have to replace all my old styrofoam gravestones. And this one would be one of the cool ones to replace them with. Check that out, especially when it starts blinking right here. Absolutely love it. That'd be a great centerpiece for any graveyard, especially if you had 10 to 20 gravestones lying around. Plenty of little knickknacks. I actually picked up one of these skeleton snakes there, the little one that's curled up. Only $6, not a bad deal. Plenty of body parts to go around. Cool little items for indoor decorating. Absolutely, again, probably the biggest, love this pig here, biggest selection in Phoenix. If you have an idea that you're decorating a small scene for, I'm sure if you go into Spirit, you'll be able to find items for it. Just for an instance, I have a plastic butcher knife that I put in between my Stephen King books. Just a little extra added detail. I absolutely love it. These are the smaller animatronics that just shake around and laugh. Pretty cool looking. I think that was the guy that was hanging up in the subway right there. If not, it's his cousin. That's a bigger version of the hand thing in Wednesday and the Addams Family, but not licensed to those two enterprises there. And I love this Return to Sender. Love that gravestone there. Fantastic Chucky mask right here. With the scars on the face. I love it. And right next door is Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Some more tools. That wrench is pretty cool looking, very authentic looking. Plenty of makeup, eyelashes, wigs. Look at this big selection of wigs. I was rather impressed. Again, if you're looking for all this stuff, you're going to build your own costume. It's a little bit pricier than going to Walmart, but they're going to have probably what you need, 90% more than Walmart would. You know, if you're doing just the basic Dracula or witch, go to Walmart and get your cheap makeup and stuff like that. But if, sexy out there. But if you're going to go the extra mile and really do the detail work, you're going to want to go to Spirit and get that stuff. Love this guy. I think he was there last year. Very cool for the bathrooms. I love to add those little extra touches. You don't have to over decorate, just little items here and there. These are soap dispensers or lotion dispensers, if you will. Either one you want. You got an Annabelle doll, which I was thinking about getting this year. I love this Megan doll. I would have gotten it if it was life size. Of course, that would have probably been around $300. Hopefully they come up with an animatronic Megan for next year. I like the animatronic Chucky from last year, but this one's pretty cool too. I would rather have the Chucky with the scars on it, being honest. And this is what I bought last year, Sam from Trick or Treating. There's the Bride of Chucky. These little cherubs are all throughout the store. They were there last year. I think this one is a different design though. Definitely cool. Love this adorable little baby Frank. And this little mini Chucky animatronic.
I'll be back. I always come back.
Sam I Am, one of my favorite characters for Halloween from Trick or Treating. And unfortunately, he was not working at the time. Little baby Michael Myers. Love the detail in these two statues here. This one is the Crypt Keeper from Tales from the Crypt. And then Mars Attacks the Aliens. Look at that, holding the globe. That is just too cool looking. Spectacular detail in these statues. Plenty of signage. I prefer tin signs myself. Most of these are made out of wood. Not a big fan of the Terrifier. That's a terrifying looking sign there though. Love that neon lollipop for Sam there from Trick or Treating. And that Michael Myers newspaper clip is pretty cool. Love this Bates Motel. If I get any extra cash this year and that is still available, I would definitely probably purchase that. Limited supply here on the Nightmare Before Christmas signage and big items. I think there's some costumes coming up here. But again, that sign that we read out in front at the beginning of the store tells us they have more merchandise on the way, so check back in. Always cool things to look at. You could spend a good quality hour inside Spirit of the Halloween stores, or Spirit of Halloween stores, looking around and checking out the merchandise. definitely cool to add for those little spots there that you need to fill up in your decorating. Love lenticulars. Check this out. This is the Martian ray pistol, whatever it's called. Martian pistol, there you go. Lenticular, isn't that cool? Shows you the innards of the gun or the design and then fills it in with the outer shell. Too cool. Obviously, I love. Oh, and there's Bob. Hi, Bob. Everybody knows Bob, right? It's Bob from Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. And they're, speaking of Beetlejuice, is the Monopoly version of Beetlejuice. Pretty cool. If I ever found one on sale, I'd probably buy it. I don't know if this is for sale. I think it's just a display, but definitely the top item in the store today. So cool, and look at the way those eyes move around like it's targeting people. Love this from the Squid Game. Again, I don't know if it's for sale. I didn't see a little card down there telling you the price. I would hope so. I would definitely overpay. Plenty of Ghostbuster apparel. You got the trap up there. I have one of those. I think it's pretty cool. I didn't get mine from Spirit. That looks a little bit bigger than the one I have. And of course, you can't be a Ghostbuster without the Proton Pack. Sam from Trick or Treating, one of my favorite characters out there for Halloween. Plenty of costumes for him. Got that Chucky mask. I need to pick up one more mask to get my collection bigger, and I might have to do it with one of those Chuckies. Definitely pretty spooky looking. Look at that bloodied hammer. Love it. Plenty of costumes for everybody. Check out this nun. That would be great coming out of the shadows. Ready? Oh yeah. Have it tucked away in the shadows with a black light on the outside. That would be too cool. Check out this creepy clown with a way too realistic face for me. Something about his one good eye being a little glossy. It's a little weird. I like it. I ain't gonna lie, I like it.
You're trespassing on hallowed ground.
Too cool. Definitely scared the girl on my left a little bit. Last year was the red devil that popped up, and I believe the year before that was a witch. Moving around the store, we find these A Nightmare Before Christmas costumes. Look at that cool looking Oogie Boogie one. Be cool if it glowed in the dark. That would be pretty cool. Love that coffin backpack for Jack Skellington right there. That's pretty nice looking. Some front door mats. Love this Deadpool one right there. That Halloween Town one is pretty cool. Welcome. We've been expecting you. Might be my favorite, except you get to the top up here and it says, what does it say? Well, it says Dead Inside. Scooby-Doo is my all-time favorite. That's a pretty cool looking Mystery Machine cross-body pack. Look at this honey pot right there for Winnie the Pooh, I'm guessing. And then you move on over and we have this bat-shaped web cross-body bag. Another very cool lenticular right here of Chucky. We have the good guy face when you look over a little bit to the left. But when you move to the right, it's Scary Chucky. Dun dun dun. The original monsters there from Universal Studios. I don't know if you can, maybe you can take those off and move them around. I should have read it a little bit better. Good art. A couple little Sams right there. We're going to move over to these solar-powered bobbleheads with Beetlejuice on the bottom left there. Then on the top you have Jason from Friday the 13th. An evil-looking Penny. Look at those eyes. Those eyes are just creepy. But that's Pennywise from It, of course. And Mr. Frederick Krueger from A Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, one of my favorite things that I like to do is have my particular cup that I use on certain holidays, Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving. And it's time to pick up a new one for Halloween, I think. And I like that Pennywise one right there. That's pretty cool. I might have to come back and check that out. I don't drink coffee or hot tea, so I don't really have any use for mugs, but I love that Twilight Zone right there. And this Ghostbusters one on the right, I probably should have picked that one up.
So it's a little bit hard to do some filming in there for two reasons. One, because they have music playing, so you have to kind of voice over that. But the second thing is, it was really busy today, which is nice to see. There were people everywhere inside the store, looking at the masks, looking at all the animatronics, of course. Definitely a good sign to see. It's only late August, so people in there shopping for Halloween is fantastic. People were definitely buying stuff, not just looking around. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. You are so greatly appreciated. Have a great rest of your day and a better tomorrow. Please click that subscribe button, trip over that like button, and remember, never stop tripping.